Welcome back. Our next guest is Julie Platt, a lifelong Jewish activist who is the wife of acclaimed movie producer Marc Platt and mother of the talented Platt brothers, including Hollywood star Ben Platt. She's also a dedicated leader of numerous Jewish causes and organizations in North America, and we are very happy to be joined by Julie from Los Angeles. Thank you for joining us, and please talk about all of the latest escalations that have happened, and, do you feel a fear of being Jewish in America right now?
I chair a campaign for Jewish Federations of North America called Live Secure. It's a national campaign born out of a partnership between Jewish Federations of North America and the Secure Community Network. So because of that, I get a daily email of what's happened the night before. And I dread it every morning because something's been defaced, somebody's drawn a swastika on something, some person has been pushed, shoved, or called names somewhere, and I didn't think this would be us. And so we are going to have a pretty loud, strong, bold security campaign to make sure every small, intermediate, and large community in the United States can live without fear.
Julie, the anti-Israel sentiment on the part of celebrities has really gone viral on social media to the point of hashtags like Hitler was right being among the most trending. What are your thoughts on this virtual battle from the likes of pro-Palestinian supermodels Bella and Gigi Hadid and Israeli actress and activist Noah Tishby's attempt to stand up against it?
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Dear Bella Hadid, Gigi Hadid, Kendall Jenner, Dua Lipa, The Weeknd, Sean King, and the rest of your crew. Almost each one of you, individually, has more followers than the entire Jewish population of the world. Your misguided, misinformed posts and tweets are causing blatant anti-Semitism and costing human lives.
We are so glad she's found her voice as Noah Tishby. Noah's a family friend. And Noah has just written the first book that's sort of this is just the straight story of how to analyze Israel. First woman, which I can't get over, that she is the first female author of a book on Israel.
Also, your children are really wholeheartedly invested in embracing spreading Jewish culture, Julie, as you can see in the next video where they even sing in Hebrew. Obviously, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Anybody, my sons included, who do it all the time, who can use their voice for good because they are proud Jews, is more important now than ever. I mean, they will use their voices for good because that's the responsibility they have to be lucky enough to be in the performing arts community. Yes. If you're lucky enough to make your wages there, you better use your voice.
Julie, where did you get your passionate sense of Zionism from? From your childhood home?
I would say that it was not ever seen to me as a choice to or to not. It was organic from birth. I had parents who were Zionists. I grew up in a very observant and culturally rich Jewish home. It was just part of, like, you go to elementary school and you go to middle school and you go to high school and you go to college and you believe in the state of Israel and you believe in the state of Israel and you believe in the state of Israel and you believe in the state of Israel. And it has been unwavering for me.
Also, you talk a lot about the mark the 6-Day War had on you as a young child. Tell us about that story.
We were on vacation. I'm one of 4 siblings. At the time, I was 10. I do remember the sensation of never leaving the hotel room once it started. I remember that we felt almost like you were bearing witness to stay in front of the television and support Israel by watching. And that's all I remember of that entire vacation.
Julie, you grew up in Wichita, Kansas. Did you personally have experiences of anti-Semitism growing up as the only Jew in your class?
I mean, I had one extremely anti-Semitic sixth grade math teacher who told me she wouldn't cast her pearls before swine. But aside from Mrs. McGrew, the experience I had was that I was in a religious community, a Christian religious community, being in Wichita, and I had a boyfriend who was the son of a pastor. And I very distinctly remember him saying that he felt it was his responsibility to make sure that I accepted Christ as my savior or I would be damned to hell. But he said it in the kindest way, like he didn't want me to be damned to hell because he liked me.
From your perspective, what's the secret ingredients to living a Jewish life in the United States, especially with what's going on now with the recent rise in anti-Semitism, really right there for all to see from social media and, you know, physical attacks happening in the streets of the United States?
I went to Camp Ramah in Ojai, California. So did my sister, my cousins, my dearest friend in the world I met when we shared a bunk bed at age 12. The relationships that you form in Jewish summer camp are lifelong. I think really everything I am, aside from what I gained in my own home, came from my experience in Jewish summer camp. And for anybody making the decision about like, what's the secret sauce for a Jewish future, it's Jewish summer camp. But it's more than that. It's, you know, it's living Judaism.